Let's talk about net profit. Net profit basically is your gross sales. Gross sales is your top line number. That is everything you sell. You basically sell two things in your business. You sell parts and you sell labor. So when you're selling parts and labor, that is your gross sales. Out of that, you've got everybody in their grubby little hands reaching out, trying to grab your money. You got your employees. You've got your own salary that you deserve to get paid. You've got the lighting bill, the heat bill. You've got insurance. You've got your mortgage or rent, your cell phones, your telephone, all those kinds of things all the things that are required to run a business are considered expenses. So you've got your gross sales on top, you've got your expenses, and then whatever is left over at the end of the year, end of the week, end of the month, or however you want to look at it, whatever is left over after you take all the money in and you pay all the money out, whatever's left over is considered net profit. Very simple. Gross sales minus expenses equal your net profit. Net profit is your goal in your business. So let me go through a little bit of an exercise so you understand a little bit more clearly, and we're going to narrow this down a little bit more as to what these expenses are and what allocations should be going to each one of those expenses, because as we go through this, you'll find that this is where a lot of holes in a lot of people's businesses are. Okay, so gross sales equals 100%. Now, out of that, you've got your expenses. You've got your parts cost. You have your technician cost. If you have a service advisor, you have a service advisor cost. And then everything else that's left over are your fixed expenses. Out of that 100%, 80%, no more than 80% of it should be going out as expenses. Okay, this is very important. You have to understand this thing because this is key to making money with your business. 100% of the money that comes in the door, no more than 80% of it should be going out as expenses. And if everything works out the way it should, what's left over is your net profit of 20%. That's the goal we want to get everybody to. Now, that's the first goal that we give for our clients. We want to get them to that 20% net profit and then start eking up higher and higher to the point where you get 26, 27, 28% net profit. But we want to get somebody to 20% net profit right off the bat. Okay. And the way we do that is we look at these costs that we have here and we divvy them up. So that you have some really good guardrails of what you should be spending in each one of these areas. So for example, all the parts that you're selling should equal no more than 25% of this gross sales. Technicians, this is loaded. This is everything you pay for the technician, included salary, bonuses, uniforms, things like that. Technician costs should be no more than 20% of this number that's up here. Service advisor, if you've got a service advisor, let's take 10%, and that's what should be going towards the service advisor. Everything else is considered a fixed expense, and that should be no more than 25%. So if you're paying attention and playing along, if you add up 25%, 20, 10, 25, that equals 80. That's where we wind up with our 80%. 100% gross sales minus 80% winds up with a net profit of 20%. All right. Let's see where this all goes awry and where you may be having a problem getting to this 20%. So here's what happens with the normal shop. Okay, gross sales, still 100% of everything goes in the door, but parts, what happened here? Parts should be no more than 25%. But here we got 32%. When you look at it, that's 7% too high. Technician costs, as we know, technicians are getting more and more expensive, so it's easy to let that technician cost creep up. We see it's 23% here, but remember, it's supposed to be only 20%, and that's only 3% too high. Now let's go down to the fixed expenses, and we all know things are getting a lot more expensive. Everything is getting more expensive. Now, remember, they're supposed to be 25%. In this case, it's 29%. That's 4% too high. Now, look what's happening over here. We got 7% too high, 3% too high, 4% too high. And that stuff adds up. We're not at 20% any longer. We're at 6% net profit. 6% net profit is all that's left over because our costs are creeping up and up. If your business was doing $800,000 and it was operating properly and getting that 20% net profit, that means there would be $160,000 in net profit. That is not including your salary, by the way, but in a case I just showed you, an $800,000 business at only a 6% net profit is only making $48,000 in net profit. Again, same amount of sales coming in the door, but when we let the expenses creep and don't pay attention to what's going on in each one of those areas, we start losing net profit. And in this particular case, the cost is $112,000 in profits. That goes into your own bank account. This is your money. Same business, same sales, same technicians in the back, same customers. Hey guys, if you like this kind of content, please let me know about it. Like the video, comment below, ask some questions. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you find all my future videos that I'll be posting. Thanks for watching.